Hey everybody, I'm Fred Willis and welcome to On the Record. My very special guest today is none other than Derest Craig. She has a very special presentation today. Actually, it's a very special weekend for her, and I'm thrilled to have her on to talk about it. So help me welcome to the show, Derest Craig. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey, I'm so happy to be here. I'm honored, actually, to
Yeah,
be here.
so we got to talk about church in the studio. Tell me all about it.
So this was an idea I had literally out of nowhere during spring break of last year. This is around the time I think we was getting tax returns. Everybody was, feeling themselves. Um, but I had this idea that I wanted to do a production at my school. I was attending Media Tech Institute at the time, and I really wanted to do something that I felt would translate in the pandemic era. Just have some, good church. I came up with the title "Church in the Studio," 'cause I knew a lot of people were having to kind of go into production mode for the pandemic, just trying to make everything work with their church situation. But I just wanted to give something that still felt like down home, good church service, even in that type of setting. So that's how that came about, and we were able to get it done in a short amount of time. Called a bunch of friends and people to come help, and it came together really well. It was great.
Yeah, it has come together really well. I had the opportunity to listen to a few of the tracks already, and you are right. It sounds exactly just like a church service. And anything you're a part of is going to be wonderful musically. I've gotten to know
Oh
you over
man.
the years, and I know your family, and your brother is an awesome musician, and you are an awesome musician and producer. He is too. A wonderful producer. You have a brilliant musical mind. It runs in the family. Your other brother too. All of y'all really have a touch of music, and so I wasn't surprised to see that you were doing something. But I was so surprised to see that you were doing it now. And Dream in Color Productions is just growing by leaps and bounds. So as I talk about Church in the Studio, I also have to talk about Dream in Color Productions. So now tell us about Dream in Color Productions.
Dream in Color Productions was something that I came up with a couple of years ago. My good friend Marquetta Timmons, who actually is one of the featured artists on this project, she had sent me a song idea that she had. She was just singing a tune that she heard in the car. She was like, "Hey, is there any way you can try and put music to this?" And at the time, I'd never even thought about producing really. And I just was like, let me see what I can do. So a few months later, we had that going, and I started not long after that working on my church production.
Hmm.
So that's kind of how Dream and Color Productions got started, and just learning as I go. Had a lot of great mentors, like my brother, for example,
Hmm.
that really guided me through that initial process. And I'm really excited about this year in particular because, as you did say, the company is going by leaps and bounds. We've
Yeah.
had 5 or 6 songs that have been released already. We've been going for about 2 years. And I'll just say the way that the company is going now, my goal is to have at least one project from the company released each month of this year. And
Mm.
I think we're on track to do that. So it's really, really taken off. So I'm happy about that.
Wow, that is awesome. And what a goal. And obviously, I can already attest to it. It's going to be done. It's going to get done. And so you mentioned Marquetta Timmons. Who else is on Church in the Church in the Studio project? I saw Zach. I met Zach a couple of months ago, and I said, "Sir, where are you from? Where did you come from?" So I know you've got top tier musicians and singers on there. Who else is on this Church in the Studio project?
So I have to make sure I'm keeping up with the names, but I know from the special guest standpoint, we have Edwina Wilkes, we have Jeremy Jackson, who is from, I want to say, East Texas. I forgot the exact city,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
we also have, like you said, Marquetta, Gregory McBride, who I love. He's a dear friend, been knowing for a long time. he is our guest MC, and he just kept us laughing the whole night. And I feel like I am neglecting someone. Shalitha Sneed Bratton,
Oh
she
yes. Mm.
really just came in and dunked on us for praise and worship. Um, and
Yeah.
it was just like, "Ma'am, you just gonna do us like that? We can't even get it into the concert good, and we just
Right.
still stuck in praise and worship." So,
Yeah.
she came in and I had to include her on the project after we heard what she did.
Hmm.
So, I as far as the singers, I don't know if you want me to go down the line with that, but we
No,
had a
just a
number of
special
singers
guest
that
because I know. See, I don't want to get you in any trouble. See, I've
I'll just
learned
say
this.
Imma just go
Uh,
down the names, but,
yeah, I don't want to get you
yeah.
in any trouble. But the special guests, we got those covered. And so this project is something I was looking forward to. I don't know why, but Facebook really wanted me to know about this video, and every day I
Mm.
logged in, up and down my timeline was the ad for church in the studio, and I said, "What?" I said, "This, what is this?" And so I finally looked into it, and what a pleasant surprise it was. And this kind of uh, leads us into another personal item that I want to, two personal items that I want to congratulate you on as we wrap this up. Dearest is very busy, y'all. She's a young woman. She's got a production company. She just completed school at Media Tech Institute. Is it Media Tech?
Yes,
Media Tech, formerly Dallas Sound Lab, I believe. I believe that's
right.
the same place.
You're
Yeah,
correct.
formerly Dallas Sound Lab. And also, let me bring us in here. Um, Also that, and she has a song, y'all, on Ricky Dillard's 12th album. It's a big deal about this 12th album. The last album was really good, but this one here is one that people are saying, y'all, is the one you got to check out. And so she has a song on that. She's got a production company. She's releasing songs, doing all this stuff, working, y'all, working. Okay, working, clocking in, ding, and doing all of this music stuff too. So talk to me, talk to me about your song that's on Ricky's album.
So, as I mentioned before, one of my earlier projects that I was able to work on, I really, really wanted to record a song for my church. I actually
Mm-hmm.
wrote a song called He Won't Fail, and we released it. And I think a lot of Dallas people liked it. It was a popular song here. And I just kept, you know, different people in and around the church, like myself. We all kept saying the same thing. I was just like, I feel like this song is supposed to go further,
Mm-hmm.
and just wasn't really sure how it was going to come about. But in the midst of working on other things, it was at the top of last year. I got a phone call. I had submitted the song to Ricky Diller's MD. They were looking for people to send in songs,
Mm-hmm.
and he was basically several months later had completely forgotten about it. He had reached out to me at the top of the year, and he was like, "Hey, we're getting ready to do your song. I just want you to know." And
Wow.
I had to basically make sure I got home safely because I almost wrecked the car on the
Oh
way
my
home,
gosh.
crying. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
so we were able to go to his live recording last year,
Mm-hmm.
in July, and it was a really amazing experience.
Yeah.
Got to observe and see a lot of cool stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I was still blown away. The song was a feature single,
Wow.
and the response has been crazy. I know Facebook and YouTube has been well over 100,000, 200,000 views. So it's just really amazing to see how God is like blessing that song to touch the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited. I'm excited about what the future holds, and you know, we're moving forward.
I love it. I really love that. So let me ask you this. With all these things considered, Dream in Color Productions, Church in the Studio, the placement on Ricky's album, he won't fail. What's next for Dearest and what's next for Dream in Color?
So you know, we're excited about the album being released. It's a few other albums that we have in the works. I don't want to
Hmm.
talk too much about
No,
it,
yeah, yeah,
without
yeah.
the permission of the artist, but yeah, this is just a year of expansion. I'm not entirely sure if I'm allowed to say it yet,
Hmm.
but before we even got this concert out, I got a phone call from someone who was wanting to have the song some of the songs featured as a performance on am I allowed to say it?
You
I'ma just
probably
say
shouldn't, but
it's
you know
so
we love a good
very
exclusive here. We love a good exclusive now.
I'm just gonna say it's an extremely okay. It's someone that is a leader of a denomination
Uh huh.
that they were looking for someone to do a virtual performance
Uh
on a
huh.
upcoming concert that they have. So
Wow.
we're very excited about that. I'm not gonna say anything else 'cause I don't want to get in trouble in
Sure,
case
sure,
somebody
sure.
sees this video.
Yeah.
But I do know that is something that we are working on now, and we're
Hmm.
excited about it. So,
Excellent. That is amazing. I'm so you say you were so happy to be on. I'm just glad to connect with you. I've seen you from a distance. I've always observed you from a distance. First of all, you and your brother Shadow Ian, everywhere he was, you kind of were there. And then we started to hear about this girl in Dallas that was playing like crazy. And then we knew it wasn't. We knew about Chadney. We knew about the others. They're a little older than you, and they were like, "No, Ian's little sister," and that was Ian's little sister for a number of years, and then finally became Dearest. Everybody knew you by your name, and then from there, it was like you don't only play, you do much more. You presented a song at one of the We Are Live concerts, recordings that Ian did. And so from there, it seems like you just kind of stepped into your own being. Being the youngest in the family, there are a lot of things that a lot of places that you've gone in your own name and in your own space. Last question, just talk about that, breaking out and being your own person in a family full of well-known people.
mm. So it's funny. I was actually talking to my older sister about that same thing, and I would say the thing about our family that a lot of people, we've had to deal with different ones saying, "Oh, they just think they're better than everybody else," and this and that, all this. And
Hmm.
it's never ever been like that for us. I believe that my parents instilled in us a pursuit of excellence
Hmm.
from an
Hmm.
early age. We were all homeschooled, of course. And so it was kind of like because we saw the example that our parents gave us,
Hmm.
we all aspired to be something unique.
Hmm.
So I felt like me growing up in that environment with all of my brothers and sisters going before me,
Hmm.
I never felt pressure of just like, oh, I have to, mm, I have to stand out and be my own person. I
Hmm.
feel like with a family of 9, it was just everyone naturally found their individuality and their niche.
Mm,
Um,
okay.
and
Okay.
I knew, by my connection with Ian,
Hmm.
a lot of the things that I saw him do,
Hmm.
people tend to associate us because we're both very musical
Hmm.
and we, stuck together for such a long time. And that was great. I think my search for my own individuality came about simply because I knew so many people kept prophesying to me different things about my purpose and what I was supposed to be doing, and I didn't even understand. And just really briefly, I'll just tell this quick story. I
Hmm.
hope it encourages someone. There was a live recording that I was supposed to play for a few years back. And I was just really, I just felt like, oh, this is gonna make me, this is gonna be my moment. I'm just gonna be, exposed to the world and
Hmm.
everything's just gonna
Hmm.
take off from here. And there was a situation that happened, and I never understood the reason why. But even though I'd been selected to play for it originally, I got removed from the list of
Hmm.
musicians.
Wow.
And I was, we were out of town at the time for this, convention,
Hmm.
and I remember being in my hotel room and I was just like bawling, boohoo crying. And
Hmm.
my mom was like, "No, stop that. Like you can't allow yourself to do that."
Hmm.
And she was just her and my brother gave me the same advice. And it was just both like, if you're worried about other people giving you opportunities and all that kind of stuff, you just need to go make your own.
Wow.
And little did I realize that was the seed that was planted for me to start producing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've always had this thing of just oh, I need to, I always idolize the live recordings, the different, productions and things like that. As I
Mm-hmm.
grew as a musician, I was like, these are the things I want to do. So I've been a part of some great things, but I'm really excited about the fact that the first live recording, I guess, release that I've been a part of
Mm-hmm.
is actually my own album,
Yeah.
or an album that I produced and that I created. So I'm just really excited about just seeing where God is taking me on my personal journey. I always try to put Him first,
Mm-hmm.
and just that overall pursuit of excellence. I think everybody knows me as a person, my personality. You what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
So, I really like being able to be that genuine person of just everyone that knows me knows the type of person that I am, and I think that's why so many people are willing to help me with my vision, because they know I'm not the type to get over on anyone. I'm not going to present to you anything other than what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just feel really blessed and favored that I've been able to take this journey so far, and I'm looking forward to the next.
Wow, that is so cool. That is so cool. So, listen, what is your favorite song? I'm ending the interview here because I could just talk to you all day. Wonderful conversation. I'm here with Derest Craig. Church in the Studio is out. It's available now on all digital platforms. You need to buy it. You can stream it, but you can buy it also. Derest Craig, what is your favorite song from this album, Church in the Studio?
Ooh, that's tough. You're gonna get me in trouble. So, I have two that I go between.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that doggone Zach Reed. He really took the ideas that we had, because the songs had already been recorded before,
Mm-hmm.
and just elevated them to another level.
Wow.
His mind is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I really loved the way that we were able to kind of remix two of the songs, which were Victory
Mm-hmm.
and Great and Mighty. Victory was done by Edwina Wilkes, and it was already a great churchy tune. Mike Robinson helped produce the original
Ooh. Okay.
song.
Okay.
And then Zach just really, really took it to church. And then I would also say Great and Mighty, especially that one, because um, he was able to just take it creatively even further,
Mm-hmm.
because it was already a kind of an out the box song the
Okay.
way that it was originally created. But yeah, I he just put his stamp on this whole album. I was really happy to have him be a part of it.
Wow.
All the musicians are great. So
Yeah. Wow, that is incredible. Church in the Studio, y'all. It's out now. Last question, very last question, because I got to let you go. What do you want us to get from this album when we listen to it? That's like a preacher, with five closings. I'm done, y'all. I'm done. I'm going to my seat. I'm going to my seat. But very last question, what do you want us to get when we experience Church in the Studio?
I want you all to be able to experience the presence of God. We had a lot of genuine worship moments during this recording.
Hmm.
Some of them didn't even make it to the album,
Oh
unfortunately.
wow.
It's just the way it works. Is it was a bunch of the singers that were commenting on Facebook yesterday, and they were
Hmm.
just like, "If y'all had been in the rehearsal, if we recorded the
Yeah.
rehearsals were, the presence of God fell before we even started recording."
Wow.
So, I just really want people to be able to experience that touch,
Hmm.
and also to be able to, have something to carry with you, if you are one of those churches that is experiencing more shutdowns due
Hmm.
to the course of the pandemic. I know we've been having different things happening with our particular church situation,
Hmm.
and others as well. So I just really wanted something that, if you're in those situations and you just like, I really miss that sound of church, I really
Hmm.
miss that feel of church. I really miss that, intimate worship. I just wanted to be able to channel that into an album. So I that's what I hope people get out of it.
Wow. Awesome. And for those of you who are looking forward to this experience, you can actually see it tonight on the Dream in Color page on Facebook
Mhm.
at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can see it there. I want you to see it. I'm going to be sitting there watching it too. But thank you so much, dears, for your time today. Did I get that right? 7:30 p.m. on Facebook.
Yes, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for anybody who may be watching. It's not in the Dallas area. So, yes.
All right, listen, you got to meet us there. We're going to be there. Listen, and if you just can't get enough, you need to put it on. You need to add this to your library. Put it on your phone. Put it wherever you listen to music. It's not just enough to save and stream. You got to buy it. Go on and put those little
Mhm.
coins. Put those coins and invest in this because she's got so much more coming. Dearest Craig, thank you so much for being on with me today. I am so appreciative for your time, and I'm so proud and so happy that you completed this project and others. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you and thank you for having me.
All right, you are very, very welcome. All right, we'll see y'all later. You've been watching, you've been listening to On the Record. I'm Fred Willis, your gracious host.